Now here are some secrets about my life. Not just the animals, but what I love the most. I have 3 special cravings. One is for sour candy. The other is for any chocolate, except with caramel and except for chocolate almonds. Now the third one is the fruit I love the most and I cannot live without. Strawberries. Their tart little endings that I eat off of are very, very special. And the sweetness of the outside and the juiciness of the inside is so good. I can't bear not to taste it. But when I start a strawberry craving, but let me tell you, once I start, I never stop. Sometimes I go a little bit too off on the strawberries and eat a lot. But I know what you're thinking. How much can a girl eat in one day? Well, let me tell you how much I weigh and how I look. I look like a kind of a little bit thick French fry, but not too thick like a chicken nugget. I'm in between, like the straw of a soda. Yeah, like that. And let me tell you how much I weigh. 75 pounds.
Wow.
How can I look that thin and weigh that much? Well, my growth, because I'm very tall. I weigh that much because I'm very tall and my body weight is very, very acceptable. But that's what comes when you're 8 years old. That's what comes during aging. And right now, my life has already begun and I'm worried about specific things, like periods. But there's 2 things I'm not excited about: periods and growing hair. Although I'm not going to shave, I'm just going to smoothen it out. Now here's something I'm really looking forward to. My breast development. I'm so ready to wear a training bra, but I'm not ready for that yet. Only probably by the time of summer I'll be in that. But until then, I better enjoy my life while it lasts. Not that it'll last a short time. You see, now there's one little downside to my life. I have one overprotective grandmother and 2 that let me have my freedom. Which ones do I choose to stay with? The other 2. My overprotective one wants me to stay as long as I can. But my off time is my choice. Not like when, but I have gifts. We don't choose which ones we get, only what we do with them. My off time is a gift, and what I do with it is spend time, especially during the Easter time. I usually spend Easter time with my other grandmother. You see, my mommy told me something. That Nana made her wear so much in a snow flot she fell to the ground and was buried in the snow. No one found her because she was so silent. She wore snow pants, a big snowsuit, a coat, and a ton of layers of shirts, a sweater, probably 2 pairs of mittens, 2 pairs of socks, and big, thick snowshoes, and a really big hat. That was very strange. She's very overprotective. She makes me wear a coat at 58 degrees, which is not very likely. But I'm just saying she's too overprotective, and maybe she cares a little bit too much. He says, "Don't touch this. Don't eat that. Go to bed now." She makes me go to bed at 8:30 in the evening. I think I should stay up a little bit later because I'm older now. I'm not 7 anymore. I'm not 6 anymore. I'm not 5 anymore. I'm not 4 anymore. I'm not 3 anymore. I'm not 2 anymore. I'm not 1 anymore. You can't make me hide at this same curfew forever. I barely have one. Why do you have to choose my bedtime? I'm just thinking. if she hears this tape, I'm sorry for all the things I've said. But I'm not doing this to be offensive. I'm just saying you might care a little bit too much. I need my own... I know you're doing this for my own safety and well-being and own good, but can I at least roam free for a few mild minutes? You barely let me eat candy, and yet I can't even and yet you barely let me eat almonds, even though that's healthy food. I can't even have strawberries during late at night. So what if it's... I'm saying, so what if it's late? It's a healthy snack. I just go for my own roamdom and freedom. I don't want to be stuck in a curfew and an under-eating dome for the rest of my life. And she sends me to bed at a shorter time just because I don't eat corn. So what if I don't eat it? I don't like it. You can't force us to eat stuff when we don't like it. Most of the adults in this world care a little bit too less or a little bit too much. Some children want their parents to care more about them and stop spending time doing other things. Some of them want their own roaming freedom and want them to spend more time doing other things or caring about the other children in their lives. When you're an only child, it never stops. And if you're an only child, I know how you feel and you know how I feel. No, but let me say this to the following viewers who are watching this tape. Do you have annoying little brothers, sisters, or little cousins? Well, one is completely annoying and has a very short temper. I, on the other hand, have a long temper. I can hold it. Same thing with my bladder releasing. But you didn't hear that from me. Now, let me tell you. When you're forced to play, are you forced to play an instrument? Do you have nightmares that the instrument you're forced to play takes over you and eats you through its holes? Well, if you play string, and it starts with a V, violin or viola, I know how you feel. Because I have to go on with the squeaking. I just think it's not fair to hold us against our will to play an instrument. Even though they care about us a lot, they force us to play instruments that we don't want to play. Please don't tell Mommy about this, please. You won't?
No, I won't.
Thanks. Promise?
Promise.
You gotta keep it when you pinky promise.
Pinky promise?
Okay. Now, are you interested in plants?
Yes.
Well, if the following viewers have allergies to plants, in essence, pollen, I know how you feel. I have an allergy to pollen, and people keep on saying I'm actually sick. They barely know it, but it's just my allergic reaction. I'm allergic to 3 things: dust, pollen, and bug bites. When I get bit by a bug, it starts to itch very, very bad. And sometimes it swells up like a big hot air balloon if I scratch it too long. But it evaporates back into my skin if I leave it alone. That's why I try to hold it back as much as I can. I didn't know I was allergic to dust or pollen, but it seems it's actually true. You see, some days I just wish spring was just more springy. But right now it's a very, very cold spring out in the north. If only South America seems to look better. Now, here's a little question for the following viewers. Have you ever tasted Belgian chocolate? Have you ever seen a gigantic chocolate bunny? Have you ever seen a multicolored jawbreaker? I bet you haven't. Well, if you meet Mark Summers or someone from Kid in a Candy Store, you might be able to find out. You see, I love watching so many shows. Unwrapped and Ultimate Recipe Showdown all are hosted by none other than Mark Summers. I go to foodnetwork.com sometimes and look up Mark Summers, or look up Unwrapped and watch his show videos, especially the ones from Gumball, Chocolate Delights, and Visit Hershey's. Also, cereal campaigns. Now here's another question for the following viewers. Do you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Do you really want tricks? But they say silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Well, let me give you a perk. And here are some other questions. Do you really want those charms and snatch them away from anyone you can? Do you go crunchy for Captain Crunch? Well, I like a few cereals, but the best one is Cookie Crisp. You know how that gray wolf goes nuts over those little cookie cereal bites? He'll do anything to get it. You see, these characters can't survive without their main title. And if they don't have that cereal, they'll die in minutes. But fear not, if you eat this cereal and you give them some too, and I'm talking to you kids on the commercial on Shrek's cereal, you better let the rabbit have his share, or there'll be rabbit no more. Now on to the next segment. Do you have trouble with sports? Can you swim, or can and don't even know it? Do you hate any physical sport because you can't do it? Well, don't be frustrated. I know how you feel. I'm not into sports either. But I'm a very good kicker on football. That goes to some major athletes. And I have something for another Cocoa campaign. Thank you, Frosted Flakes Tiger. Just because of you, I have a love for bears and a love for Frosted Flakes Dry, and get on the Fruit Loops toucan. Plus, you're at the end of my Disney alphabet book. So next thing, are you afraid of the dark? Do you think someone is out to get you in some sort of way at school? Are you scared of monsters? I kinda know how you feel. You see, whenever I watch the scary show Yo Gabba Gabba, and I'm talking to you, Gobi, Broby, I dream of that. They invade my personal space and try to squeeze my eyeballs out. But have you ever seen? Now, in my dreams, sometimes they're just mindless steel traps that I can never wake up from. Or they're my relaxation to my ears. But have you ever been scared during the day? Have you ever been thinking that someone's out to get you? Well, I know how you feel. I think someone at my school is out to get me. His name is Ladarian Washington / Wimbley. He's the mean bully in second grade classrooms. Next to Durante Peterson in my new class, number 203, Miss Brown, second grade. Now, boy, do I have a surprise for you. We had a few talks, and I had to move to a new class, to the new classroom, because he because he bugs me because he thinks I'm teasing him with the stuff I have for lunch. No way, Jose. And don't think I'm not talking to you. Now, you see, he used to bug me, and he'd beat on me sometimes. Mom already knows this, so you don't need to tell her. So this is just a little part of the problems of my life. And I hope you enjoy this videotape and you learn some, and here are some life tips. Now these little life tips. If you ever like someone at school, never tell them. Not that I go through this, but just some advice. Relax, stay calm, and turn down your volume. Don't go around screaming and running in circles. And before you hit the car, you'd better drop that remote. You see, you better not go anywhere, because we'll get back to this film after the break. Take 5.